Most people misunderstand the mirror principle in manifestation, especially when it comes to relationships. They think it means they have to sit and constantly watch the other person, analyze every message, every delay, every small change in behavior, and then somehow fix themselves based on that. They believe the mirror principle is about reacting better, being more patient, being less needy, or acting more confident so that the other person changes. In short, they think the mirror is outside of them. They think the other person is the source, and they are just trying to adjust themselves to get a different reaction. But that's completely backwards. The mirror principle is not telling you to study them. It's telling you that they are not even the starting point. They are the result, the reflection, the end product of something that already exists inside you. Which means if you are constantly watching them, waiting for them, reacting to them, you are actually reinforcing the very reality you are trying to change, because you are treating the reflection as the cause. And as long as you believe they are the cause, you will stay stuck trying to control something that was never in control to begin with. Here's the truth that changes everything. Your relationship is not happening between you and them. It is happening between you and your own assumptions about yourself in love. They're simply playing a role that matches those assumptions perfectly. If somewhere deep inside you believe that love is unstable, they will appear inconsistent. If you believe people lose interest, they will slowly pull away. If you believe you are not chosen fully, they will keep you in situationships, confusion, or half commitment. Not because they are deciding to hurt you, but because they are reflecting what you have already accepted as true. This is why two people can want the same person, and one gets commitment while the other gets ignored. It's not about worth, it's about assumption. The mirror principle works like this. Whatever you consistently feel to be true about yourself in love becomes the script they follow. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. So when someone says, why are they acting like this? The real question is, what version of me is being reflected right now? And this is where most people either take their power back or give it away completely. Because once you understand this, you realize you don't need to wait for them to miss you. You don't need to chase, convince, or prove anything. You don't even need to manipulate the situation. You simply need to shift what is being reflected. And when you do that correctly, they don't just come back. They feel the absence of you in a completely different way. They start missing you without you doing anything externally. No games, no strategies, just a shift in you. Think about this. If someone is a mirror, they cannot generate their own image. They can only reflect what is in front of them. So if you're constantly feeling lack, constantly checking your phone, constantly thinking, why aren't they texting me? The mirror has no choice but to show you more reasons to feel that lack. But when you change what stands in front of the mirror, the reflection must change automatically. There is no delay in the law itself. The only delay is in you stabilizing the new image. So what does this mean practically? It means if you want them to miss you, you don't try to make them miss you. You become the version of yourself who is already missed. That sounds simple, but it's very specific. Right now, if you're honest, your inner state might be something like, I hope they think about me, or I wish they would reach out, or why am I not important enough? That inner state is not someone who is missed. That is someone who feels forgotten. And the mirror reflects that perfectly. But imagine a different inner state. Imagine waking up and naturally feeling like, of course they think about me. Of course I cross their mind. I leave an impact. Not forcing it, not repeating it mechanically, but actually settling into that identity. Now you are standing in front of the mirror as someone who is unforgettable. And the reflection has no option but to match that. This is why people often see sudden shifts. Someone who hasn't texted in weeks suddenly reaches out saying, I don't know why, but I was thinking about you. To the logical mind, it feels random, but it's not random. It's alignment, because the inner assumption changed first. The mistake people make is they try to do techniques while still holding the same identity. They affirm they miss me, but inside they still feel like the one who is being ignored. And the mirror doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your identity. So the real work is not in repeating sentences. It is in becoming the version of you who is deeply valued, becoming the version of you who is naturally prioritized, becoming the version of you who doesn't question their place in someone's life. And here's the part that most people avoid, but is actually the key. You have to stop using the current version of them as evidence. Because if they are a mirror, then their current behavior is just old data. It is a reflection of who you used to be, not who you are becoming. If you keep looking at it and reacting to it, you keep recreating it. This is why detachment is not about forgetting them. It's about withdrawing meaning from the old reflection. You can still want them. You can still imagine being with them, but you stop letting their current behavior define your state. Instead, you define your state first, and then you let the mirror catch up. When you do this properly, something interesting happens. You stop feeling desperate for their attention, not because you don't care, but because you feel secure before anything changes externally. And that inner security is exactly what creates the shift. Because now the mirror is reflecting someone who is already fulfilled, already chosen, already significant. And that is the version of you they start responding to. They begin to feel your absence differently. Not as someone who is waiting, but as someone who is no longer energetically chasing. And that creates space. And in that space, attraction grows again. You don't need to ignore them. You don't need to play hard to get. You don't need to act cold. All of that is still reaction-based. The mirror principle is not about behavior. It's about identity. If inside you feel like the prize, the reflection will confirm it. If inside you feel like an option, the reflection will confirm that too. So the real question is not, what should I do to make them miss me? The real question is, who am I being in this connection? Because that is what is being mirrored back to you. And once you shift that, the timeline shortens. This is where the idea of in days comes in. It's not that the law suddenly works faster for some people. It's that some people fully shift their identity instead of partially adjusting it. If you truly move from I hope they come back to of course they are drawn to me, without constantly checking for proof, the reflection doesn't need weeks or months. It can change very quickly. Because you are no longer sending mixed signals internally, you are clear. And clarity creates speed. So if you want to apply this, starting today, don't focus on changing their actions. Don't analyze their last message. Don't replay old conversations. Instead, bring your attention back to one thing. What feels true about me in love right now? And if the answer is anything like, I'm not chosen, I'm not enough, or I might lose them, then that is the only thing that needs to change. Not them. You. Not your behavior. Your identity. Because the moment you become someone who is naturally missed, the mirror has no choice but to show you exactly that. And when it does, it won't feel like magic. It will feel obvious, like it was always meant to happen this way. I hope this helped you. I will meet you with another golden nugget soon. Happy manifesting.